Welcome, Kiki, to this beautiful sacred space today. I'm so glad you've come here. And we're going to share some mama cacao, some ceremonial cacao.
I would like to ask you, Tracy, why people nowadays are having this type of ceremonies. Can you please tell us a little bit?
Yeah, so when you drink cacao, it is really about coming into self and really setting an intention of what you want in your life, what you want to manifest, maybe what you want to go on a journey, and also other things for close people to you. It's the same as praying. It's a beautiful tradition that the South American and Mexican culture use. And
where is the cacao coming from? Like, how do we know that it's cacao?
Jungle.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like this one here is actually from Peru.
Yeah.
And so it is picked with intention, and it's a special ceremony that happens when they pick that cacao and they prepare it, and spiritually. Yeah,
that's beautiful. Okay, I'll let you to start.
Yeah. So. Welcome.
Thank you.
So when you're drinking cacao, you're going to want to really sit, if you're alone, sit in a peaceful place with the cacao and really, really get peaceful, like you're doing meditation, that kind of feel. And you're going to take it in and really, really be thankful and grateful for everything you have and everything that you'd like in your life. So that is where the intention comes in.
Yeah.
And the beautiful magic of Mama Cacao is that she opens up your heart chakra right open. So it allows all the energy to flow into your body, and it's very good for creative people. So it opens up all your creativity. And people write books, paint paintings,
yes.
Make music, people that don't even feel like they can be creative. This can evoke a beautiful journey of creativity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So enjoy.
Thank you. Welcome to the Kiki effect. It's not just a vibe, it's a revelation, guys. So for this first episode, we're going to have some Sista. But let me tell you something. This year has given us an invaluable lesson to finding our real purpose. While this movement grows, I want to spotlight some Sista. She is a conscious thought leader, a spiritual mentor, and creative visionary devoted to guiding others here in the beautiful Brisbane in Australia. While she works more about the journey, Sista's path of awakening began after experiencing a mental health breakdown while working with a toxic fashion brand. Ooh, there is no juicy goss, but let me tell you that this could happen to anyone. Hi guys, we are here with Son Sista. She's a conscious leader and also a spiritual mentor. She will drive us in a journey of discovery of all her upbringings, but also the decision why she changed her career dramatically to find that journey of peace. Good morning, Son Sista.
Hello, Kiki.
How are you today?
I am fantastic, and thank you for letting me be a part of your podcast.
Yes, like with the Kiki effect, we are not a revelation. No, we are not a vibe, just a revelation. We wanted to see, to explore that kind of like conversations of the background, what makes you to change, because we're in a transformational period. Behind the scenes, we were talking about that.
Yes.
Can you please tell us a little bit about what is happening? What is the transition of everyone finding hope?
Yeah, I think, we were talking about how we've gone into the age of Aquarius, which is a beautiful 20-year period. And it's a time where a lot of people are going to make massive life changes, come back into their self And we're raising the consciousness in the world, in the earth.
We met a long time ago while I was the industry consultant for the fashion faculty at the university, and I always admire the fact that you design your swimsuits with a purpose, and that I remember that you designed for the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
So you always had that in your heart.
I did. It was anything I do has always been for purpose.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just when I was doing fashion. It wasn't just the fashion.
Yeah.
It always had to have a conscious meaning behind it, and that's why social enterprise has been really, really close to my heart.
Yeah. If we can explore the first question, because we have some questions that we need to get in the time. So this might be a little bit hard because sometimes we want just to keep that feelings or thoughts to ourselves, but let's gonna be open because we need to share our journey. What was the turning point or defining moment when you decided to leave your fashion career and fully commit to a path of meditation and inner work?
Yeah, well, it was quite a lead up to that whole incident when I left. I was working in fast fashion, an e-commerce brand.
Yeah.
And it was very toxic, and I had a very bully boss, so I didn't know it at the time, but I started to get anxiety and depression, and they diagnosed me with major depression, and it was a whole lead up of a couple of months that I just had enough of the behavior, the culture. And it was a few incidents that had occurred, and one day I just got up on my lunch break and just walked out and never went back. Sounds like it's easy now, but at the time it was incredibly difficult. I was in a complete dark night of the soul.
But like when people, especially fashion, we talk about that I see here in Brisbane, Australia, fashion is so different. It's growing, but it's not growing at a pace of New York because it's not yet. But it's the environment as such. What were the major triggers to create that anxiety without exploring the name of the company, etc.?
Yes, it was the bullying behavior of the boss and the director, who I worked closely with. It was relentless. He just wouldn't stop. I can't.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And how did your identity, like your own self, shift during that transition? Because you need a job to pay for your rent, to pay for your things. You have a daughter.
Well, I kept myself in that situation, as we all do. Like 90% of the population, we think, we'll be homeless, or all these thoughts go through your head. But what we don't realize is if you take yourself out of that situation, you will survive. It might be a little bit difficult for a little while, but you will survive. And your mental health and your soul and your heart is so much more important than keeping yourself around a culture of people that are really unkind and take it literally. Those moments took everything from my soul, and as a designer, it took all my creativity away from me. There was no love left in it,
But I am laughing because I'm saying I passed through similar experience where a job can take literally your soul. But you are so afraid of what is coming next. Like if you resign, would you get another job? Would you have like that morality of like stand up and be strong and say, you know what, I am worth it, but how can you ensure that you secure a job?
Because it's programmed into us to think that way. Just taking a rest and finding yourself again, even if you have a small amount of money, you will survive and you'll feel much better and you'll find yourself and you'll be able to then contribute much more to society, much more to self, much more to your family, and your circle around you.
Yes. Brisbane is very multicultural. I love Brisbane, but also it's my home, I can say. What role did community, culture, and spirituality in Brisbane or beyond play in supporting your transformation? So this is more about that personal change to place and the relevance of the fact that you live here in Brisbane. So how do you get that?
Well, how do I explain? So first of all, I was in a really long dark night of the soul. So before I even got to community or the Brisbane local, like where we are right here, I had a therapist, I had a beautiful metaphysical mindset coach who I'm so grateful for. If it wasn't for him, I would probably still be in the dark. He really helped lift me out and bring my soul and my spirit back to myself. And then after all of that deep work, because that was really hard. Like I felt like I'd lost my complete identity, my career, everything I thought that was true about myself. I'd forgotten that wasn't who I really was. That was just a career. And it was just an idea that you've created. So when he helped me go back into self, and when I did that, it's like it opened up so many beautiful paths to meeting, different people in my community that literally, like as I surrendered to that, I went on this beautiful journey, and it's all the signs and synchronicities are there for us. So when you surrender, you're able to then go on that path and find your way and find community. And Brisbane is beautiful. I found a sister circle, who I think is better than a therapist. We sit how we used to in ancient times as a tribe. We sit and we discuss in a sacred space topics, as you know, because you've been.
And it's beautiful.
Yes.
By saying that, because human beings are so afraid of letting things go, especially in the material world. Many people fear letting go of what they have built, whether it is your brand, your label, etc., especially careers. What advice would you give to someone standing at that crossroads when you feel your darkness, afraid to take the leap?
It's just a career.
It's
not who you truly are. Like when you were born into this world. Who were you? That's the question.
My husband said, like, don't marry your jobs because they are not your husbands.
But he's right. Like, it's just a career. And like, if someone walked up to you and said, "Hi, Kiki, who are you?" and you didn't say, all these things like what your career is and complete matrix, things that we're programmed to think about ourselves. Who really are you? Who are you in your soul? Who are you deep? Like when you were a child, I'm sure you didn't think, I'm Kiki and I'm, a PR.
Kiki was not even in as a name.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. When you mentioned that reflects me when I went to the university and the university said, no, you're going to be the next manager. That was like the motto, like that tagline. I don't feel that that's right because that's programming. What if it doesn't happen? What if it doesn't mean to be that you're a manager?
What if that's not your purpose? And what if that's not your path?
Yes.
Like, what if that's not your strength? And if you are the next manager, are you doing that for purpose? Are you doing that for community? How are you changing the world to be a better place? That is just how That's just how I think. But,
so you will say the person is just a career, just move on.
It's just a career. And you
Yeah.
know what? You can't see into the future.
No.
But if you just live in the present and have a break, you'll realize something better is probably coming. As a lot of us, we all go through bad times in our lives.
Yeah.
And if you could just see the future.
Were you doing journaling?
Yes, I did deep journaling.
Because journaling will help
all
you,
my
right?
wounds, like mother wounds, father wounds, all sorts of crazy stuff that I didn't think were a thing, that I've been triggered, because I feel like I have been going through an awakening for about 3.5 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? If people normally don't understand what is awakening, so tell us a little bit what awakening entitles to.
Yeah, well, my awakening was triggered from when I met my twin flame. So, oh my God, it's a concept probably people
Private
don't
matter.
understand. No, people might not understand unless you're in the journey yourself. But so it gave me like an instant Kundalini awakening. And a part of that is you have a lot of good feelings, but it also brings up an incredible amount of trauma that you need to release and go through, and go through darkness and then light, and it's stages of releasing, which we all do anyways. You know, until you're 90 years old, you'll always be doing this. But a lot of people just aren't self-aware. So when you don't do this naturally, you can, you'll be living in depression, and you'll be living in anxiety. You need to be self-aware and work on yourself.
I talked to my sister, and she said that most of the illnesses that shows in the body, that is called decodification. So decodification is like when there is a trauma that is not healed, then you start needing, let's gonna say, you are depressed, and then you need the pills to get that depression. But if you don't talk about it, you cannot heal.
And you're not dealing with the real issue.
Yeah.
In saying that though, depends. Some people have been through a lot of stuff we can't understand.
Truly.
It might be a bit hard for people, but if you do work on that though, you'll feel so much lighter and freer. Like it's like liberation.
Totally.
Yeah.
With saying that, the next question I have, and that's something about the past. So how does your past in fashion, you remember those fashion shows that you attended, that you were quite present here in Brisbane, still influence your work today in meditation or healing, if at all?
I've taken the creativity and refound my joy now from that. And when I mean creativity, that could be anything I'm doing, even an object I find.
Yeah.
And, a painting, writing a story, making film, anything. I feel like my heart's back and the creativity's back because I've worked on myself so much now that my heart is open and free, whereas before it took everything away from me.
How hard, huh? There must be a limit when we say, okay, and I normally tell you all the time, don't give your 150%. You need to have some energy, because energy in the body, not only that you consume products that transforms into energy, but also that type of energy that you need to preserve in each activity. And I have a question that I'm going to start putting out there, because we're going to get ready for the 2032 Olympics. How cool is that? It's going to be here in Brisbane. With the 2032 Olympics set to shine an international spotlight here in the beautiful Brisbane, how do you hope the city shows up, not just in terms of infrastructure, because it has a lot of infrastructure, but in terms of identity, creativity, and values?
I think we're really different here in Brisbane. So, of course, I hope that the Brisbane City Council shines and uses a lot of social enterprise businesses to create the culture.
And what about where do you see your own evolution? Like, Because if you bring that identity and creativity, how would you be part of that 2032?
Oh my gosh, it's so far ahead, Kiki.
No, if you can, 7 years. Yeah. We're finishing now 2025, soon 2026.
The new Tracy generally tries living in the present moment. 7 years is a long time away.
Okay. But do you see your own evolution fitting into that larger story? Because remember that it's about storytelling. And not only our Aborigines here in Australia, our beautiful First Nations, and also Solomon and Torres Strait, they have that way of journaling, that storytelling of our ancestors.
I really do hope they do some beautiful storytelling at the opening of the games or coming up to it,
or even
when magical.
Yes, and when people come here as a tourist, that you can take them into those low ecotourism that is not damaging the environment, but they are taking them to the real
absolutely life. There's actually a wonderful tour I did when I was the host of the UN Secretary's wife.
Oh wow.
And I had to take her.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I had to take her the Black Card tour, which is a First Nations tour that they walk around the city. And I actually learned about the real history of the Indigenous of here at Brisbane and parts of also the history of Australia, which shocked me. We were both in tears at the end because it's a lot of stories that we weren't told, growing up in school and stuff. Yeah. So I really hope that they really shine a light on telling the truth and really raising awareness around our First Nations people. And I definitely recommend that tour. It was really eye-opening.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tracy, thank you so much for being this first episode of the Kiki Effect. It is my pleasure having you here, and I'm sure that the current path and journey is going to lead to something even bigger and better for you.
Thank you so much. This has been wonderful seeing you, and have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Okay guys, follow me and make some comments. Have a good day.